Hey YouTube, it's TorqueDawg here, another video, and this is just basically the Henry video I wanted to make. I might do another one afterwards if I mess up on this one or just forget what I'm doing, which I sometimes tend to do, or I just get off topic. So Henry was my favorite character of Season 9, and he still is, honestly, of Season 9. He's not my favorite character in total, because in Season 7 and 8 I didn't really care for him. Season 7 Season 7 I didn't care for him at all. Season 8 he kind of, like, he's using more episodes, right, so he kind of, I kind of noticed him even more. But Season 9, he's my favorite character of Season 9, probably because he got Carl's storyline in the comics. He basically did most of the things that Carl did in the comics, and Carl's pretty cool. But in the comics now, Carl hasn't really done anything with Lydia. The only, like, they're kind of just, like, Robert Kirkman kind of got into a love triangle between Sophia, Carl, and Lydia, right? If you didn't know, Sophia is still alive in the comics. Kind of got like a love triangle like that, and Lydia doesn't really like Sophia. But now Carl is trying to get Sophia to be with another dude, but still. Yeah, there's a love triangle, and that's kind of started like a while back, but then he kind of almost seemed like he forgot about it. I don't think he forgot about it, but it kind of seemed like he did, and then yeah, gradually is more important. In issue 191 or 192, whatever, has like a really cool cover of Carl, and he has like this greenish jacket or something, which is really cool. And I did a video on Tara's death. I don't think I really need to do a video on Enid's death, just because everyone already has most likely the same opinion for Enid. It's really sad, but like it's also a good death. Everyone basically has the same opinion for Enid, but Tara, it's kind of like some people hate her, some people don't. Henry, same thing. Some people hate him, but some people don't, right? So they have more of a complex story than Enid for their deaths. Angel Kang did say that the reason why they picked Henry is basically because his age lined up with the age Carl had in the comics. But then she goes on to saying, like, comic Carl and Henry are two different characters, because they had like a different story. Like Henry, his mother died before, and then his dad died, and then his brother died. But that's way different than Carl in the comics. It's just his sister, his mom, that died, but he still has his dad, right? And just different things, like kill people and stuff. So they're totally two different characters. She used the exact word upbringing. So yeah, they had two different upbringings. So yeah, I'm just gonna read this overview for Henry. So Henry has a staunch personal sense of justice and fairness, even if his methods of upholding such a moral code can be impulsive, naive, or dangerous. He resents those who harm others for personal gain or for fun, and often rushes into helping or avenging people he cares about without hesitation. While stubborn and often overly optimistic in his philosophies on right and wrong, his choices are never made to hurt those close to him, and his vengeful impulses are normally more a means of defending other people than anything else. And I'd say Morgan kind of has to do with that, because like Morgan kind of like taught him how to fight with the stick and stuff. So yeah. Henry was also killed off too, to like make Carol just sad again, basically, or just to change Carol. And yeah, I think the death for Henry is a good idea, but like it's also like I'm sad. Like it is a good, same with Tara and Enid. Like they're all really like good idea. It's a bittersweet death. You know what I mean? So yeah, same. Like I don't know. It's a bittersweet death. I have one question though. So. Well, no, okay, before I get into the question, I'd say Angela, so this thing says that he has his own, like, thing, his own personal, sense of justice, so, like, he has his own, like, oh, this is justice, which is true for season 7 and 8, but also 9, too, because and I like how Angela Kang did write him the same, more or less, than he was in season 7 and 8, even though it was, like, 6 years ago. But he's still basically the same character, even though he's just older. Where he's like, no, Lydia's been abused by her mother, why should she go back to Alpha and stuff? Okay, now going back to my question. My question is, when when Scott Gimple wrote Henry into the story, not knowing that he would be replaced by Angela Kang, did he, like, why did he write him into the story? Was it for Carol? It's like, did he always want Carol to adopt him, or just to do something with Morgan? Like, why did he write him into the thing? Because he didn't really do much for the overall story. He just kind of did stuff for, like, those two characters, Morgan and Carol, right? But in season 9, he did do stuff for overall story. He's kind of like the one that got the story going, with Lydia and stuff, and the whispers, and how he left. He's the one that really made it going. So it's, in a way, his fault that everyone died, but in a way it's also Lydia's fault that everyone died. Not really her fault, but everyone died because she was at the hilltop, just like she said in the last episode. So it's not really her fault, but it is at the same time. Same with Henry. But, like, no one, well, I mean, people do blame Lydia, but no one blames Henry, though. So yeah, that's just kind of my overview, not overview, this is my, like, justice for this character. Like, this character was a really good character, even though some people did hate him, because of the decisions he made, how he supported how he supported Lydia. But then again, lots of people hated Comic Carl, in the same time, when he first met Lydia and stuff. Lots of people hated him there too. So Angela Kang writing Henry in season 9 probably knew that that he would be hated, or possibly hated. I'm just gonna count how many episodes there is. I think it's 22 or something. So it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't really matter, but just fun facts, I guess. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, I was right. 10 episodes for older Henry, 1 episode for younger Henry on the bridge, when he knocked Justin flat on his butt with his stick. So yeah, this is Henry. Henry's my favorite character of season 9. He's just really good. I like how he has his justice system. And yeah, sorry for my computer noise. It's just really loud. And, like, I do wish I could see him in season 10. I do wish I could. Angela Kang has said that Judith will be basically Carl 2.0. Everyone thought that Henry would be Carl 2.0, which he kind of was, but he kind of isn't at the same time now that he's dead. But yeah, Angela Kang basically has said that Lydia will be Carl 2.0. She didn't say Carl 2.0, but she said that she'll take Carl's storyline in the comics, which I don't know if I agree with that, because, like, she's a girl, right, and Carl is a boy, which it's big difference, and she's younger than Carl was in the comics, right, at that point, because this is a new beginning, so it's a time jump. And Carl in the Angela Kang did say that Henry was, like, the same age as Carl was in the comics, which is not true, if this is to be believed, because apparently he's 17, which I think the actor's like 17 or 18. I think he was born in 2001 or something, or 2. I don't know. But Carl in the comics he's technically 13, but the thing says he's 14 though. But it's just because Robert Kirkman messed up the time, because when the comics was first starting, Sophia was a year older than Carl. Like, Carl was like 7, she was like 8 or something. But then he changed it to where she's 13, he's 14. So he kind of messed up the thing there. And just with the time jump too, he kind of, like, he said it's 2 years or 2 years and a half or something, but then there's some problems with that. I don't really know. It's like 4 years in total or something in Apocalypse in the comics. I don't really know. Henry's a great character. Hope you guys did enjoy. Subscribe, like for more, and bye. Peace out.